Hello everybody, welcome back to Foxes Abroad. Today I'm going to try to make a pretty highly technical video on how to swap in a GM style idle air control motor onto your Foxbody with Terminator X. With my car, I have really liked the way that the Holley Terminator starts and runs, and the user friendliness of the software. But the only thing that I don't like about it is the idle hangs up on occasion. And my friend John, and we put the same computer on his car, and he has the exact same problem. So the only common thing we think about, a lot of people like the GM style idle air control. They say it's better. It may very well be. I'm not so sure it's better, but I'm pretty sure that Holley doesn't give a crap about making the Ford idle air control valve work properly. Either they don't understand it, or they don't care to take the time to figure it out, to fix the software, or they're just LS-centric world. That's what they know. That's all they put the time into. So, because in the Foxbody Terminator X kit that they had out, they just stopped selling. I mean, that's probably a small little niche of what they do, so they just didn't really care about that idle air control valve. And I'll show you one of the reasons why I don't think they care about it. I just turn the car on, turn power on. If I take you around to where the idle air control valve is, I don't know if you can hear it humming. So you put you real close. Let me turn the light on here. So put you real close. It'll pick that up. And let me try to undo this connector. And it stops. So there's something high frequency going on inside this controller. That's the way that Holley controls it. So I plug it back in. See? And Ford computers don't do that. So why does the Holley computer do that? So, because even if you cycle the key, you almost sometimes hear the solenoid go popping. And, you know, it's just the way that Holley controls it is not good. So what I'm going to get up to is we're going to swap that out. So I already did this on John's car as a guinea pig experiment. So and we got his car started. He hit the key, took his hands off, you know, the ignition key, said I'm not touching anything, and it came to life and it idled first time. So I was pretty impressed. So what we got, three things that you need. I'm not saying this is the only way to do it. This is the way I did it. And I'm going to show you some wiring diagrams and stuff like that, and just trying to make it easy as possible. So the first thing is you get the Holley Wiring Kit 558-420. You don't necessarily need this kit for what it's designed for, but what you need it for is the wires and the pins. And there's 5 wires in here with pins attached. We're going to use the 4 white wires. We're not going to use the gray wire. And it's disappointing that you're going to not use a lot of this wiring, but it just makes it so easy. If I knew where to get the pins and the nice wires, you can get it. Maybe save yourself some money, but then you got to tell people to buy expensive crimp tools, and you got to get good wire with it. So it's just easiest to get this little wiring kit and solve a lot of those other issues, even if you don't use most of the wire. But it's nice, it's all color coded, so just makes it easy. Second step is I got an idle air control valve, and the application is Ford specific, because see the same pattern as a Ford idle air control valve. So, but it's just got a different motor, a GM style motor in it. And this is a 58-ISB-7427. And this thing is only like 13 bucks. You know, it's got I've got it on eBay, free shipping. So super easy. And then last little thing is I got a connector to attach it with. I got it on eBay. You can search for them. Usually if you search for this usually pops up down below it. And I already have this thing prepped for merge it into the wires. You know, don't put all your splices all in a row right across the connect or the wires, so you can have this big fat bulge. And I'm going to run this the sheeting, and once you splay it out, this will still cover the wiring harness and hide it all. And one thing to note, when you get this the Holley Wiring Kit, it's gonna have this bit of instructions here with it. You don't need these instructions at all. You might as well just take these and throw in the garbage, because all the wires that are in this kit are already pinned and in place in the Foxbody harness as it comes from Holley. So I really don't understand what this kit is for. Maybe other lesser Holley Terminator kits, but yeah, you just take this and just throw that right in the garbage, because you don't need it. Alright guys, here is where the rubber meets the road and where all the wiring is and how you're going to accomplish it. So this wiring is only good for this style of idle air controller, because if you use a GM style one, if you use that AccuFab adapter plate and the GM style idle air control valve, this probably will not be correct. So you're on your own to figure out what to do if you want to go down that road. I'm just telling you, this is what I did and this is what I know works. So starting at the computer, you're going to have a big connector and a little connector. They're each going to have a bunch of pins in it, but the smaller of the two connectors is the one you want. That's going to be P1B according to the wiring diagram. So the pins you want are going to be 1, 2, 8, and 9. So I'll show you where those are on the connector in a little bit. So, and just so you know that this isn't a hack or anything like that, if you go to your Terminator X instruction manual and you go to the wiring diagram, I don't expect you to be able to see this. GoPro cameras don't really zoom in, but just take my word for it that, so we said it was pin, this is connector B1, PB1 right there, is clear as gray. So pin 1 is your idle air control, alpha low, idle air, and Bravo 2, pin number 2, idle air control, alpha high. So the functionality is here, but there's nothing going to it. There's no connector in the Fox Mustang functionality and kit. And then you go down to 8 and 9. 8 is idle air control Bravo low, and then 9 is idle air control Bravo high. And it lines up with what I wrote down right here. So the functionality is in the Terminator X already. You just need to put the wires in the connectors to give it the functionality for this style of idle air control valve. So, and based on this style of idle air control valve, this is the wiring that you're going to need to do, and the colors that I used to get it done. So these are the wire colors in the kit. Since the connector that I bought used already 3 of the 4 colors, I just matched the colors up. So Bravo was blue, I went blue, so that's going to go down here to Bravo 9. And I'll just let you, you can screenshot this or do what you want with it, but this is the functionality that we're going for wiring. It's quite simple as long as you kind of know what you're doing and stick to the colors that you know are that you can keep track of. So, but again, this is the wiring kit from Holley. It was $33.80. The idle air control valve, the connector itself was $10.27, and the idle air control valve was $13.34. So this whole addition to my car, it was like $57.41, not including the connector splices and the wire sheathing and stuff like that. So, but you guys can pretty it up and do it as you can solder the wires, heat shrink them, do whatever, which way you want to do it. That's the way I got it done. But just to show you that this isn't a hack, it's just tapping into another facet of the functionality of the Terminator X. So, and all right, next thing is onto the car. Let me show you what's going on. All right, here we are inside the car. I fished the wires through, fished it out of the carpet, and through the section out to where the Terminator X is. I'm not going to tell you how to run your wires. You should, I can insult your intelligence. You guys can figure that out for yourself. But once you get under here, you can do this without removing the seat if you're so inclined. I did on a John so I can get it down here. So I just undid the two big connectors just to pull the harness out a little bit. And what you need is the smaller of the two. And just for size comparison there, you don't need that one, you need this one. So, and what we got to do is we got to pop these two in a row here, number 1 and number 2. I don't know if you can see the numbers in the plastic there. And then you get down, then you know the gray one is 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And the next row down, it starts number 8 and number 9. So we need 1 and 2 and 8, 9. So all these pins right there. So I gotta see if I can do this one-handed, no film crew. So you can get in here, just dig these little pins out. That's all they are. Just fill the backs of the connectors up so no crud gets in there. You do this with a pair of those vice grips or anything else you feel so inclined to use. If you got super long fingernails, you can do that as well, but I'm not going down that road. So, all right, those 4 are out. Next thing you need to do is there's these little white tabs. There's a locking bar inside this connector. Got to go around to this. The long one, you just got to push in. That's it. It just went in a tiny little bit. So now you can push your pins in all the way. So let me grab my wiring diagram and see which ones I gotta put in there because I don't remember. All right, so what I want to do first is use my little pointer here. This is connector Bravo 1, 2, and then 8, then 9. So according to my wiring diagram, in Bravo 1, I need to put the red wire, or the white wire with the red stripe. So, over here, push it in until it stops. It's not that hard. You just got to push the little silicone hermetic seal there. And in Bravo 2 is going to be the black. So let's see, that's this one here. Sorry if I'm in the way with the camera. That's that. And then Bravo 8 is going to be the green striped wire. It's this one. And then the last one, so I got left, is Bravo 9. It's going to be blue. Alright, 4 wires are inserted. And then you take your screwdriver, all these little tabs, just pops back in, that locks the wires in place. And I'm going to put these connectors back on the computer, and my hands are going to have to be in the way, so I'll just put you aside for the moment. Alright, we're all buttoned up inside the car. Here's the new idle air control valve, bolted up. I like it because it doesn't really look a whole lot out of place. I mean, it's kind of a shame that my brand new NOS Ford, all shiny and expensive idle air control valve is going to go bye-bye. But I'll save it for another day for troubleshooting any other car. But yeah, it looks nice and clean. cable all sheathed up and routed down, and everything's all hidden the way I like it. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to fire up the laptop and go plug in, and I'll show you the settings you're going to need to adjust. Alright, we'll see how well I can film this. So we're in the car, we're hooked up, the key's on, I'm online, synced up. Let's go to idle, open the idle controls, idle settings. We're going to get out of the Ford one. We're going to go GM, LSX, LT, DBW. That one worked on my buddy John's car. I'm going to switch off PWM and go to stepper. And that is it. So let me save this before we go any further. So, what's today's date? I think it's the 7th. June 2022. Save. Before I mess anything else up. Alright. Sync it. And I think we're ready. Let me just cycle the key once. And I haven't done anything yet, so if this is a big smoke show, we'll see right now. So that's it. I didn't do anything. This is a bones cold engine. Idle it at 940. Make sure it's working here. I can control it all. Go back where I want it, about there. Let's see. Comes down off idle a lot nicer now. We're off the RPMs anyway. So gauge up. I don't know what it does. I think my laptop's too slow. As soon as I move it, everything else populates. But yeah, we're doing good. Shut it off. Let's make sure it's not a freak thing. That's it. Yep, pretty easy to do. I'm pretty happy with the results, and it only took me about 2 hours to do, and that's even with some cleanup, routing the wires and putting the sheath over them and everything. So, alright guys, if you like that, subscribe and keep putting out some videos and more tech, and see you guys soon.